it's me, JC, back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. In this stream, we will be continuing trimming these heart-shaped trinket dishes. Although it's not entirely exciting, I think I'll just finish this one. We were working on trimming this one in the last video. It really just needs a couple little touch-ups here and there, and we have to finish a little bit of the back. And then I'm sure we'll have some free time after that. We'll start working on finishing another one. We have a total of 3. Can't remember if I mentioned that. Yeah, so we're just going to be working on this. So you can see we have quite a few trim marks. You can see a lot of uneven areas. What I want to do, first, let's fix the foot here. I think I'm just going to take this rounded loop tool. It's a little hard for me to see. Let me try to move my cameras in a way that I can see what I'm doing. And you guys can also see. So, yeah, not too exciting, but I kind of want to get these hearts out of the way before we start on anything new. I don't know what our next project will be quite yet. I do love the little trinket dishes. I would like to make a cat shaped one. I'm not sure how I want to approach doing a dog one. I feel like so many cats are very I think most cats are American Shorthairs, so they all sort of look the same, but dogs are pretty different looking, so I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. And then this one, I was just kind of I don't know. I just thought it'd be cute to do something heart related. Now that's Valentine's Day. Just want to get something out because I thought that'd be fun. And I love anything that's kind of just in this general vibe. I don't know, just cute little hearts, or I love anything that's pink. I don't love red, but sometimes it's okay. It's very bold, I think. And maybe maybe a little bit overwhelming. Although pink and red are technically the same, really. If we're gonna be artsy about it. I do think it's I think it's really interesting that in elementary school, a lot of the color learning says that pink is a different color, which I don't know, I kind of feel everybody thinks that because of elementary school, but if you go to art school, you learn that pink is really just red. But it's really, I don't know, it's definitely a cultural thing, and I think it's interesting that we draw some kind of line somewhere in there that differentiates the two, even though it really is the same hue. Because we don't do that with anything else. I mean, I suppose you could say like cream or beige, maybe, but that's not really like the same, because like when you're in like elementary school, like they have those like my school, we had like on our desks this like like a name card thing, and it had like the numbers like 1 through 10, and or I guess 0 through 10, and it had like, oh, like a color of like, this is red and orange and pink and yellow, and it had like all of those things on it. And like you never see like cream or like beige on those. It would say like brown. But I think if you're like, I don't know, you're looking into like buying clothes or something, it'll like make that distinction. So I guess there's that, but we don't make such a hard distinction, I think, between anything else, as much as like red and pink. Like a lot of people see them as like separate, like very separate things. Where like we don't look at sky blue and then like navy blue as like that. They're not like completely separate. Like we know they're both blue. But I think a lot of people don't know that pink is supposed to be, it's like, it is red. Which, I don't know, it's so interesting, because it's just like, it's just kind of like what our culture here, like in the US says. There's some really cool videos talking about this on YouTube. Also, about like how some cultures don't distinguish the difference between green and blue. I think that's really interesting. I think that's what it is. It's been a while since I've like looked into this, but it's really, really interesting how other cultures classify their colors, because it's not all the same as what we have kind of set up in the US. Or I think this one video, I want to say it's a Vox video. I'm not entirely sure. I think it might be that one. I think they did some like research into different cultures and which colors they distinguished first, because like you have like this small settlement, and like blue is not something that you see very often in nature, other than like the sky, or if you happen to live near the ocean and stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of, some of it is dependent on like how long it took a certain culture to like find it, like find that color out in the wild, and like all of that. And it's so interesting. And then like depending on like when they've like discovered different colors, kind of, I think it influences their, that kind of social distinction that they set between the colors, if that makes sense. I don't know, the whole thing is very interesting. I don't particularly know a lot about other cultures. I don't know, I feel like that's that's just the part of the US I grew up in. We really didn't, like in school, we didn't learn about other cultures. Which is like really sad. But I love like what I can find. I wouldn't say it's particularly easy finding like ways to like learn about other cultures, but it's definitely cool. I think you just have to like pinpoint a certain topic, and then you can kind of go from there and like researching. I think it's really interesting, like looking at the history of ceramics is, I mean, it's obviously, you know, it's so old. And like, I'm not sure if any culture like hasn't done ceramics. Like, it's so old. It's so just I don't know. I'm not really sure like what the word is. Like, I kind of want to say there's a certain simplicity to it because it's just like, to be very simple, it's just like you have this clay, you heated it up, and now it's like a hard material that you can store like food and water in. And like, there's definitely a simplicity to that compared to like maybe like resin art, which is like lots of like different chemicals and different things happening. Things with like UV resin where it's like it gets hit by like UV light and then turns into something else. But I don't know, I think there's like a certain simplicity to ceramics, if that makes any sense. Because like we've been doing it for just I don't even know like what the oldest like ceramic thing is. Of course I do know like the Egyptians had ceramics. But I think we've been doing it even earlier than that. I don't have like a full comprehensive idea of how long people have been doing it exactly, but definitely a long time. And it's really cool to dig a little bit more into the history of it. And I'm not like I obviously do not like know a ton about the history of ceramics, in that I'm kind of like still trying to just like work on that, watching some videos of whatever I can find. And I don't know, it's really cool to see the different things that cultures have done. Obviously, like China is a huge influence in like the porcelain industry, and they have definitely been doing porcelain specific ceramics for a long time. And I don't know, just kind of looking at what different cultures are really well known for, because it's really cool how the Chinese they have that very specific I think there's like a name for it. I can't quite remember. It's something very simple, like I don't know. It's like blue on white or something. Of like that, it's that classic look of this white porcelain, and then it has that deep, rich blue. I don't know. Is it an oxide? I'm not sure. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. But when people are like trading around and stuff, like they brought that to the Netherlands, and the Netherlands like love that style, and then like made their own work kind of in that look and that style. And it's kind of been a very classic look for both them and the Chinese. And I don't know, it's so cool to look at like how art has moved around and traveled through trade, and how it's influenced different cultures in like the artwork that they make and what they're known for. All of that is very cool. I'd love to do some more like research into other ones. Like the Japanese are really well known for their specific kind of way of doing ceramic pieces. The The technique of kintsugi is Japanese. As I'm pretty sure it is. Sometimes things get borrowed and moved around in history, but I think they came up with that. It's definitely a Japanese word. I'd love to learn more about that. And I don't know, I think I'm just kind of like, I'm starting a little bit more towards like China, because China feels a little bit OG. Although I don't know if you can really say there's anyone is like OG, because everyone has been doing ceramics. I don't know. I don't know. History is so complicated. But like I've seen on YouTube these like, you can also see them probably on TikTok too, or Instagram videos. Like, I don't know, but I don't think you can find them in the US. They have these extremely massive kilns. Like, you could shove like, I don't know, maybe like 50 people like in one of their kilns. Like, seriously, you have to go look up one of these videos if you've never seen that and like their process. They have a bunch of like process videos. Like I can't quite remember if I watch any one particular channel, but there seems to be like a lot of videos showing just like process of these Chinese makers. Like, and of course they're making these like massive like bowls or something. I don't really know what they are, what they're for, who is buying them. I need to know who's buying this stuff. It is massive. And it's really cool to see like how they're making some of the stuff. One video I saw, actually I think the video might have been, I don't know, maybe it was Korean. But they made this massive vase, and it was like part of it was slip cast, and then like the top portion of the vase I think it was slip cast separately, and then the guy attached the two pieces, and it's kind of cool to see like the different like changes that they have to do in their process, because these things are so massive. But this stuff is like, it's so cool. This one video I watched, like I think it was like 4 guys were throwing a giant like bowl on a wheel, and like 4 guys, like you had to have 4 guys to do it, like because it was so much clay and it was like so massive. It's just like awe-inspiring to watch some of these things and to see how like other people create work. Even like, I think even if you're looking at like people in your same like country, like they might make work slightly different from you, but there's definitely like huge differences, I think, when you move even like further from that. And like I don't know, I think it's like crazy and cool, and like I don't know, I'm just wowed and like shook. I need to know who's buying all this massive stuff. The stuff that they're making in the studios is just so huge, and it's like, it's really interesting to see how they do anything with it. Like they're moving it around, different people. I think like those kinds of studios, they have, I believe they're doing that kind of like old-fashioned way of working where this one person, like they're skilled at throwing and that's what they're gonna do, and then other people are going to be decorating them. Like you have this kind of not really assembly line, but similar to that. And that's how things used to be made, like back in the day. And it's really interesting that that's how things still are made in today's day and age. I think it's very interesting. It makes sense because if you have one person that is doing the whole process, like it would take a long time for them to quite get up to speed. But if you only teach them like one part of the process, then they can master that a lot faster. It just makes sense. But I don't know, I think it's very interesting to see how other people work. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, I just put random things into the YouTube search. And just like find these like crazy videos. Sometimes I don't always know exactly what to search for, but you can definitely get some like crazy things. Just like on a off chance, I've seen this video on like Instagram of this guy wheel throwing, and like the wheel head is like the rim of a car, and the car is like he's throwing on it sideways because the car is upright. And I don't know if he ever figures it out, but the one video I saw, it like he was like throwing on it and then it like fell off. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just like so crazy, and it was very interesting and entertaining. And it's really cool to see like the different things that people use for wheel throwing. Obviously, you don't have to have like, you know, an actual like pottery wheel to throw. A lot of people have like, I don't know, some people like just rig something together. And I don't know, they're making it work. I think I saw, they're not all like, I don't know what the word is exactly useful. I saw this one, I think it was like just for like an Instagram thing, I don't know, but this lady had like a certain type of mop bucket. And she's like wheel throwing in the mop bucket, and somebody's saying they're holding it down, and then somebody else is like pushing their foot on like some kind of like pedal thing to get it to spin. So it, like, to wheel throw on it, it requires like 3 people. And I don't know if they're just doing it because it was funny and weird to like put on Instagram, or if that's how like this person normally throws. So many interesting things. I love to see it. I love to see how people I don't even know how people do things so crazy differently. Like, I would never think to use a mop bucket to throw pottery. I don't know. People are so crazy. And of course, like, I think they're like more popular maybe in other countries, but there are quite a few like different like kilns and like kiln styles that other countries will use, such as like that huge one I mentioned that I saw in that Chinese video. I feel like other countries will use like different things. Like I'm kind of blanking on the names, but there are like these types of kilns that you can build going uphill. And they're like, unlike here in the US where you just like, you just go to some company and like order a kiln. They're like actually building it like into the ground, and they're building it themselves and all this like crazy stuff, like and such. Like, you don't have to buy a kiln from like some big box store. Like, there are other ways to like do things. I mean, I have no idea how you would build that type of kiln, but if you are bound and determined, I'm sure you could figure it out. Living in an apartment, I don't quite have the resources to do that, but I wouldn't want to either. It sounds like a lot of work. But it really is really interesting to see how other people make their ceramic pieces, by like the actual making method to how they're firing the pieces and all of that. There's really a variety, and there's not just like this one way of doing things. I think the one way is very simplistic in like when you're just getting started and you're learning about this stuff, but there's a lot out there. Like if you want to like pursue that kind of thing. Same with like clay. Like the go-to thing is to just go to some store and buy it, but like, wow, some people like, I think you have to be in a certain type of area. I'm not entirely sure, but some people will just go out and dig some clay out of the ground, and like that's what they use or something. I don't know. I don't know a ton about that, but there are videos on YouTube about that. I don't know. I think those are kind of interesting. I don't think that is something I would feel like doing. Definitely not at the moment. I don't feel the need to do that. But I think it is kind of interesting, though, that you could do it if you wanted to. If you're in that right kind of area. I think you have to be in a certain type of area, maybe. I think typically like around like riverbeds is where you can find clay. Obviously you have to be in a certain place to find clay, but otherwise you could probably do it. Okay. I'm just kind of like make sure that this is sits flat. I've been getting like some warping, and it hasn't been like, some of the things haven't quite dried flat as I would like. I think I could I think to get it to dry flat, I could possibly like put some of these down, these paint stir sticks, and then this is what I did with the kiln cookies. I don't think I showed this on screen, but like something like this, and then some type of weight to be on it, and then it should dry pretty flat. The kiln cookies, that's what I did with them, but they didn't all like dry perfectly flat. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the best way to dry pieces without as much warping. I mean, it definitely helps over doing nothing, but okay. So now I'm just going to grab some water, and I just want to apply some pressure and smooth out any of these trim marks. In some particularly bumpy areas, I might even go over it with some water and then apply pressure with a rib. That works really well too. And this is just a personal preference. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just prefer my stuff to be like smoother if I can get it to be like that. They're not always like perfect, but that's kind of what I try to aim for. And then I really want to do everything, even if it doesn't need to be smoothed out. You want to make sure that everything is the same, like wetness or like, I never know what the word is. Like, you wouldn't want to just leave a portion like dry, because then it's going to dry so much faster than any other area that you coated with some water. But I do really want to try to smooth out everything as much as I can. You can still smooth things with some water when it's bone dry, but it's definitely a lot harder. There's not a ton that you can fix. So it's really great to get it out of the way right now. And I would say like bone dry, it's just like a little bit of a touch up. You can get rid of any fingerprints that you don't want there. I think most likely if you put glaze over it, it would probably not show. But I do suppose that it really depends on like how you're going to decorate your piece. Because some people will leave certain areas unglazed. Okay. This isn't too bad. It's looking cute. Oh wait, I already did the back. I think I kind of missed like the very edge of the foot though. Okay. So I think that's fine. See, now we have like some fingerprints showing here. But it's like, if I go grab it over here, it's gonna leave fingerprints too. Okay. I'm just going to try to fix that. And I'll just put it on a few of these for now. Just over here on the side. I'm just going to grab my sponge real quick. And I just want to get like some of this dry clay off my hands. Okay, now let's grab another one and we will continue working on our second little heart plate. This one looks like a mess. It's oh no. I don't know. It's been this heart has been broken a few times. It's been through the ringer. Okay. So I have a very small update. So after the stream today, I'm going to be picking up my glaze batch, and then again we will be showing that like kind of like kiln reveal in tomorrow's video. I've decided not to drop off the next bisque. I want to be sure that everything in it is dry. I'm not sure how much space it's going to take up. I really want to maximize what I bring. Because if what I bring doesn't cover the minimum half shelf, that's like, I'm kind of getting charged more. Because it's just like a minimum like flat rate. Like, so if I brought pieces to cover that whole like half shelf, or if I brought one piece, it would be the same price. So I just like, I have a lot of those bunny cups, or not cups, they're little trinket dishes. We have all of those, and they definitely could stack them. I don't know if they will, or like really how they're going to load the kiln. I do know how people load kilns, but like, it does like depend on like the entire load, like how things are kind of jigsawed in there. But just looking at them themselves, I do think they could be stacked. So I am wondering if I should make sure that I have like a bunch of stuff. I normally bring like a bunch of stuff for bisque, just to make sure I hit that minimum. So I don't know. I'm really waiting on the turtles. The turtles are very thick, and I have no idea how long I should have them sit. They're very thick, and I want to make sure that they are 100% dry before bringing them. I don't know. I feel like if I let something sit, like one of these dishes, I think, if I let it sit for 2 days, maybe, I kind of feel like maybe, I think it would be bone dry. So I feel like the turtles don't need that much more time. Like, I feel like they would probably be good after a week. But, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just like really cautious. I don't know. So I'm kind of thinking maybe waiting like a week or something. Maybe what I'll do is, I'm working on these other things. I've been showing you in the last streams, but I have like some things like this. This dish needs to be glazed. I have a few others that are going to be glazed and underglazed. Maybe, I think that's a good idea. These are going to take me a little while, at least another week to finish up. Maybe I will, maybe I'll bring both a glaze batch and a bisque batch. At the same time. I feel like the turtles should be done in a week. I don't know. They look fairly dry, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if they would look dry, like, just on the outside, but then on the, like, core inside, if it would maybe not actually be dry, or does it only look dry if the whole thing is? I'm just being so particular about it. I kind of want to ask Reddit, but I feel like someone's going to be like, you're dumb, just wait. They're just be patient. Or something, I don't know. The ceramic Reddit is pretty nice for being on Reddit. So I do go there and ask them quite a few questions that I have, or if something weird is happening, I'll ask them if they have any ideas on like what to do, like why it happened, how to fix it, anything like that. There are also Facebook pages too that are unofficial for people that use like there's a page for Laguna glazes. There's a separate page for Amico glazes, and it's not run by the company by any means. They're just they just happen to be people that use those glazes, and they just get together and chat. So they can be helpful if it's related. They don't really want you asking like generalized questions. They want to be specific about that glaze most times. But they're pretty cool. Or I'll search glazes to see, just like get some more pictures of how they might turn out. Because people will share their results all the time. People might ask specifically for pictures of certain glazes, and people will share them. So it's really great if you're like considering a glaze and you just want to see more pictures of how it might turn out. It's really helpful for that. Or troubleshooting a glaze. Some people might be like, this is what I have. Why is it turning out like this? And then you have like all these other people that use that brand, and maybe somebody can help you out. I really don't use Facebook very much, but it's definitely helpful for those types of communities. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything on there for like, I don't know. Some people like have a lot of questions about kilns. I don't know if there are any for kilns though. I mean, you could do like a search. That's just not something that I do right now. I don't fire kilns. But there could be something. There are all kinds of communities on Facebook. I think like the communities and the marketplace are like the only reasons like anybody uses Facebook anymore. I wonder if they know that. Facebook's trying to be like, oh cool, and like I don't even know, do something with like the metaverse or something. It's like nobody likes Facebook. Everybody just uses it for like the marketplace to like sell things. Maybe they should lean into that a little bit more. I feel like there's something else I was going to say. I don't know. Happy Valentine's Day. I keep forgetting that it's Valentine's Day. I didn't want to celebrate it today, like going out to dinner or anything. I think that would be a nightmare. I don't like it when like restaurants are really crowded. And this is definitely probably the day not to go. But Jason and I, we went out for dinner last weekend, and we went to round one. Round one was very fun. Round one is if you don't know, it's a arcade kind of place. It's a chain, and I don't know exactly like where they're located. I believe it's a Japanese run business. But they do have like certain cities where they have placed around one. The one that we go to is in Vancouver, Washington. They're huge too. They're huge. They're usually like attached to a mall, or are like in like a mall area. But they're really huge. They have all kinds of different like arcade games. Some of them are kind of app-like. Some are traditional like carnival games like skee ball. Or like, I don't know. I saw some Rick and Morty game thing there. They have like this like Minecraft thing. It's like I don't know, like Minecraft like dungeons or something there. There's all kinds of stuff. And then they also have like a food court, a bowling alley. There's like a full-sized bowling alley in this place. Just to like sort of give you an idea of how big it is. And what else? There's Pong. Pong. Like it's kind of like this little like tabletop game, and it's so cute. You know, that like OG like oldie video game. They have that there, which is like so fun. It's kind of challenging too though. And they have like a bunch of like air hockey. There's like a 4-person air hockey table. And there's billiards or pool tables there. Their advertising said that they had like other things. So maybe like certain locations have these other things. Like there's some kind of like bouncy room or something. These like trampoline type things that you could like bounce on or something. I don't know. I've never seen one of those. And then I think they said they have like ping pong tables. I don't know if I've seen those either. And then of course they have like, so everything's digitized, and you just have like, instead of like coins, you have like it's kind of like a credit card for your points, and it keeps your tickets. And then they have like they have a bunch of claw machines for instant gratification. Or there's a prize, like a prize room or whatever, where you can exchange your tickets for stuff. I don't think a lot of people like my age are like that into it. But I think it's fun. I don't know, like I've always been like that. Like I've always loved arcades and that kind of thing. It just kind of like reminds me of like being a kid. And it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. Like I love skee ball. And oh my gosh, I love the claw machines. I did win. I won a unicorn at the claw machine. And then I don't know, the whole thing. It's just like, it's really fun. The prize room has such weird things in it. Like there's what was it? It was a wood fired grill. Like I don't know, like they definitely have like prizes for kids, but they definitely have prizes for like older people too. And I don't know, it's kind of funny because like just like picturing like some kid and they're like, yeah, I want this wood fired grill. I don't know, it's just funny. Or there's a electric razor. Like, you imagine this like 8-year-old, like they got all these points and they're like, I want this electric razor that I can't use until I'm I don't know, 18 or something. Like I don't know, it's just kind of funny. There's like, oh, what was it? Some kind of like, it was like a scooter, but it was also, oh, I'm blanking. Like a Nerf gun attached to the front of it. It was so weird. I didn't even realize it was a scooter. I just thought it was a Nerf gun because it was like really high up on the shelf and I couldn't see it. Um, I don't know. The whole place is just like an experience. It's also they also have quite a few like interesting things. Like because it's like a Japanese company, I think they have a lot of like there are quite a few games that I think might only be in Japanese. And they have really different claw machines. Some of the claw machines are normal ones, ones that you would see like anywhere in the U.S. But then there's a variety of different ones that they have there. So it's kind of interesting because you can just like mix it up a bit by trying out like a new kind. They're like I don't know, they're kind of hard to explain. But like sometimes like the stuffed animal, like it'll be like one stuffed animal and it'll be like precariously like perched on something and like you have to use like this different kind of like claw thing to like poke at it and like make it fall into the what is it, like the box, like, and then it falls and you can get it. There's so many different ones that they have. It's really cool. You guys are just, I feel like you guys are just learning about how lame I am. But like, I don't know, what's not fun about like playing games with like friends or like your partner or whoever? It's fun. Their food is like pretty good too. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like restaurant quality, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close to that. I don't know if it's new, but it seemed like they had new items on their menu. I think they had like some Japanese dishes that I don't think were there earlier. I didn't get any, but I am very curious, like how those are. I really like, I'm not really sure how to say it. It's like gyoza or something. I usually just say pot stickers, because that's really what they are. They have those. I'm really curious, like, how good those are. The food is kind of expensive, though, so I was like, I'm not gonna get them now. I'm gonna get them later. And they have, like, what else? Some kind of, like, teriyaki chicken bowl or something. What else? Oh, they had mochi. I'm not a huge fan of mochi, but they had it. And, like a matcha latte. So, I don't know, that's really cool. That they're, like, bringing in all this other stuff. I think it's pretty neat. I don't know, it's kind of, like, a good way to, like, introduce, like, more, like, Japanese culture into, like, into the scene and stuff. Like, maybe someone, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't go out specifically to a Japanese restaurant, which there aren't like that many. But like maybe they can kind of like get a taste for it, like there, like especially like kids and stuff, like I could picture that, because a kid can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to this restaurant later today. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And I think kids should be like, introduced to like different cultures and all of that. And I think food is like a really fun way to do that. And also the games. Games are really fun to do it also. So, well, that was my Valentine's Day kind of weekend stuff. I hope you guys all have like a great a great day, if you're celebrating or not. We're almost at time. We just have a few more minutes. Oh, I'm so excited to go to the studio and get the stuff. I'm so excited. I hope everything turns out great. I'm not very worried about anything turning out bad, but you never know. The last firing I did, I needed to use some kiln cookies. So I was a little worried about some drips, but I didn't use any for this past one, so I'm not like that worried about any of that kind of thing. Pretty much just like maybe how the colors turn out. I would hate to get something that is really ugly. Like, or I don't know, like anything that's just kind of like not really what I was expecting, and it's not like in my aesthetic, like my shop's aesthetic. Like I want everything to like match and look cohesive. Okay, this part was really thin over here, so I'm just kind of make it really even. Okay, we really haven't carved anything out of the top part here. I think just to be careful so that I don't carve too much, I'm going to use the smaller loop tool. Oh, I wonder if I need to fix any of the sides. It's kind of coming out over here, so maybe I'll fix that. It's definitely not symmetrical. I feel like this, particularly over here, and this is kind of looking a little different. It bothers me a little bit, but I think I don't know, a little bit less like perfectionist-y with my ceramic pieces. Let me see. I don't know, maybe we can smooth this out a little. Well, definitely some things can help you know that it's handmade. I don't really, I don't like exactly do that on purpose or anything. I do know some artists really like that kind of look. I think they call it like just like generally uh like looking like naive or something. I think you can say that a lot about like pinch pots, that where you can really see that they were like pinched and very clearly like a handmade kind of process. I don't do that really like on purpose exactly. I do want like a kind of a, like a nice finish to my pieces. And I don't want my pieces to look like a kid made it. I mean, I don't want to like, I'm not bashing on anyone or anything. Like it's just a different vibe. It's a different style and like aesthetic and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you like that kind of thing, you like that style, that's how you want to make stuff. It's just kind of like, it's not really what I'm aiming for. Exactly. Like, I don't know. There's a little portion of it, I think, in my work. So I don't know. I'm actually not really like quite capable of making things that are like perfect. And I'm kind of just like, I'm okay with that, is I think the majority of it. I do really like a certain amount to be visible in like pinch pots. I just love how like uneven they are though, so that's a little bit of a different story. Yeah. Oh, we are actually at time. I used to have my timer set up so it would tell me, but now it just doesn't, it literally doesn't do anything when it reaches the time. It's just like, oh, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have to end it there. And then again, tomorrow we're going to be doing a little kiln reveal. And I think that will probably take up, I don't know, at least half the time. And then I suppose we can just maybe sit here and chat while I finish up these trinket dishes. I kind of do want to get them done before I start anything else. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, so well, if you are watching on Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out my video. I hope you like it. Be sure to follow along so you know when I come on for streams. And then all of the videos will be uploaded to my YouTube at Callie & Co. And there's a specific playlist for all of the Ceramic Hour videos. So you could just throw that on while you are, I don't know, cleaning or working on a project or whatever. There are so many videos. This is actually 104. So there's a lot for you to check out. We do all kinds of stuff in here. We haven't done any wheel throwing yet, but there's been lots of hand building and different techniques, trimming, and then a bit of decorating and a couple different like kiln reveals, kiln opening type things. So yeah, and then also the YouTube does have other videos on it too. There are a few ceramic tutorials. I'd like to make more in time, and then there are some that are just for like any artist to watch really, and some for small handmade businesses as well. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube if you're watching there. And yeah, well, that's our video. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, and I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, or or regular day. Okay, I will catch you later, and bye-bye.